and welcome to Hero Power. I'm your host, Avanties, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Zerotio.
That's right. We're doing week 2 of us hanging out at your house.
That's right.
It's Father's Day.
I've not been able to get rid of him for the entire week.
I went home, and then I came back, and then we were going to do a delayed show, but we decided to stay the night tonight in town, and thought, well, we'll just do a show tonight, so you can do some stuff tomorrow.
That's right.
And we don't have to rush home tomorrow. So, happy Father's Day. A little belated for those listening to download on Monday, or watch us on YouTube on Monday. Hope everybody had a good Father's Day. Did you have a good Father's Day?
So far, yeah, I've had a really good Father's Day. Got up, went to church with the family, went and visited the parental units, went and saw Debbie's dad and did a little swimming at his house, then came home and grilled burgers and hot dogs.
I'll be honest, for those that have followed the show, will know that my dad passed this past November, so this is our first Father's Day without him. So I really dreaded today, but my in-laws were wonderful and included me in all the festivities, as well as my daughter making sure to give me a call on FaceTime. And so I've had a very good day, and I didn't expect to have a good day today. So I want to thank everybody out there that made it special for me, including this guy, and wish all our fathers out there a happy Father's Day. And I want to remind everybody, reach out to your fathers or your father figures and let them know you love them.
Absolutely.
That's what today is all about.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we've got a little bit of news to talk about since the last time we recorded.
A little bit of news.
A little bit of news. There was a patch.
A patch, like a surprise
balance patch.
Okay, so we knew there was going to be a patch, or we knew that the solo content was coming out. We expected some kind of patch for that, but there really wasn't a patch. It was already front loaded, so we didn't see a patch for that. But we saw the solo content come out, which we'll talk about more later. And then they said, hey, by the way, you're getting balance changes on the 18th, which was what, Thursday? Thursday.
Yeah. Is that right? Yes, that is correct. Don't you remember the good old days when it took like 3 months to get a patch?
Yeah. So the patch has a balance change in it. But do you know what else started this weekend, or this past week?
What's that?
WSOE.
World Series of Esports?
Yes. They had their Hearthstone tournament.
Did not know
It wasn't televised. The finals of WSOE, or the bracket of it, the Swiss round started on Friday.
Okay.
Or it might have been Saturday. It's gone. They're gone through the weekend, so they finished up today. And then the actual playoffs, so the bracketed part, is going to be starting streaming next Friday, I believe
awesome.
it is. But the last big WSOE tournament we had was the Women's Invitational.
Right.
Where they dropped a balance patch literally a day before the tournament.
Right. I remember that.
So they dropped the balance patch a day before this WSOE. So if you want to know when surprise patches are happening, find out when WSOE is doing tournaments, and that's when it's going to happen.
There you go.
I mean, I'm sure it's just coincidence.
Sure it is.
But this has to drive competitive players nuts.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, we'll talk more about the balance change as we talk more about the patch, but it wasn't a huge amount of cards.
Correct.
For, as a matter of fact, there's only one.
Just a single card.
So,
but it's a big change. We'll talk about that. So patch 17.4.1, which is the patch that dropped, it mostly is focused on Battleground balance changes, and let's kind of break those down for the listeners.
Another interesting thing is that patch didn't drop till I think it was around 7 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty late. And the next round of qualifiers started at 8 that night.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
literally like an hour before qualifiers,
Players were having to download a patch update that changed could change some of their decks.
yeah. So they had no time to test.
Yeah.
To know if it changed anything on what decks to bring or not.
And you got to figure in a competitive environment like that, deck lists are already going to be locked.
Well,
so
no, not for qualifiers. Qualifiers,
Okay.
you just submit it like when you check in.
Gotcha.
But that check-in's about an hour prior. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there was no leeway.
Right.
Now, mind you, this was a Blizzard ran tournament, so if there was any leniency given, I'm sure they did it because it was their patch. So, but yeah, it was pretty. I would say it was nerve-wracking for those that were competing, trying to qualify for the APAC.
Yeah.
Masters Tour.
So let's talk about these changes. First up, they were changes to hero powers in Battlegrounds, and
Yes.
first up was Lord Jaraxxus. So if you guys remember, Jaraxxus was all about them demons.
Still is.
Still is. His hero power was 2 gold. Give your demons +1/+1.
Man, you know that would be really good if it only cost a gold.
Hey, guess what? The new hero power is 1 gold. Give your demons +1/+1. You know what? That sounds pretty good.
So I've been saying this since the beginning that if this hero power was just a gold, it would be good. And I don't think it's going to be overpowered. I don't think it's going to put Jaraxxus way up at the top, but it won't put him in a dumpster where he is now.
Right.
Or where he was, because this patch is live.
Yep. All right, next up, we have Reno Jackson and his Gonna Be Rich hero power. So if you guys remember, his previous hero power was 3 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Make a friendly minion golden once per game. Well, now you're going to be a little more rich because it's only going to cost you 2 gold to use that hero power.
So, I'll be honest, the cost really didn't matter to me because you only use it once per game. So, this means you could probably use it a little earlier in the game if you happen to tavern tier up quick enough and can get you a brand in hand and you can just make it golden right off the bat. I don't know though. I don't think this pulls Reno up enough to make him playable or a pick in the draft, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, that makes complete sense. All right, next up, we have Maleficent Manastorm, and her hero power, Tinker, was passive. All mechs in Bob's Tavern have +2 attack. Her new ability, still passive, but it's now all mechs have +1/+1. Do you find the +1/+1 is better than just the +2 attack?
Yes, I actually had the luxury of playing her because I immediately popped into the Tavern Brawls and wanted to check these out. And it's a big difference being +1/+1 because health is very important. And getting an early, the Mecharoo, where it's a 2/2 that pops out a 1/1, so big. It contests with the 2/3s, that which you see a lot of. It wins over 2/2s instead of just ties. So early game, I felt strong, and I ended up getting a second place with her, which is much better than I've ever been able to get with her before.
All right.
But I felt late game as if the hero power lost its luster, because that little +1/+1, you're at that point you're buying mechs just to sell them again. That's really all you're doing. So I think it's good for early and mid game. It's much better than it was. So I think we're going to see her win rate go up.
Okay. And next up, last of the heroes, is Maya's Shadow Song. So her hero power is Imprison, and dormant minions no longer reduce the number of minions you see when refreshing Bob's Tavern.
Yes.
Unless you're at tier 6 and have 2 dormant minions in play, then it will reduce by 1.
This is actually pretty big because the +2/+2 that you get from it seemed big, but it was at the deficit of having 1 less minion to pick from. And if you did it early game, you felt really crippled at Tavern tiers 1, 2, and 3. Well, now you're not going to. So if you only see 3 minions and you dormant 1, you're now going to have 4 on the board, one of them being
Dormant, right.
So you always have 3 draftable or pickable minions or whatever the Tavern tier is. You always have that number. If your Tavern tier has you pick 4 or 5, you're going to see those many, but you'll have 1 extra because of the dormant slot.
Right.
And the reason you have 1 less on Tavern tier 6 is because you get 6, and if you have 2 dormant, then you can't have 8 minions on the board. So that's the only time that'll happen. And that's a rare situation to happen. And honestly, at that point, it wouldn't matter. I don't know if the +2/+2, that late game, really even helps too much.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for the hero changes. Let's talk about some minion changes coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, because these are going to make big differences, in my opinion.
So, first up, we have the Scavenging Hyena, which was a Tier 2 beast. It's now going to be a Tier 1 minion.
This is a snap pick Tier 1.
I agree.
And there may be merit to staying Tier 1 for a long time to try to get lots of alley cats and Scavenging Hyenas.
Yeah, so
just stay there.
To move a minion down into Tier 1 means you should probably move a minion out of Tier 1.
And probably a beast.
And probably a beast, and that's what they've done with the Rabid Soralisk. So, if you guys watched our show last week, we had a golden Rabid Soralisk by like turn 2 in the Battleground last week.
Yeah.
But now, Rabid Soralisk is going to be a Tier 2 minion, and it's gaining 1 health. So it's going from a 3/1 beast to a 3/2 beast.
Coupled with the Scavenging Hyena change, this is really big. And I think Rabid Soralisk, yes, Tier 2 is going to be, you're going to have to Tavern Tier 2 up fairly early unless you have an early strat, like I said, with the Scavenging Hyena, and that just falls in place. But normally that's what you're going to do anyways. The fact that this is a 3/2 and not a 3/1 out the gate, pretty big. I mean, that one health makes a big difference early game.
Yeah.
And it makes it better than picking Scavenging Hyena at Tavern Tier 2. And Tavern Tier 2, you want to Tavern Tier 2 to get a lot of those other death rattles.
Right.
When you're at Tier 2, you have Tier 1 and Tier 2. That's kind of your optimal spot. A lot of these Rabid Soralisk comps would tier up to 2 and just stay at 2. Just to farm all those death rattle minions. So now you're going to, I mean, you won't have that turn 1 Soralisk, but usually that turn 1 Soralisk had died anyways.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I like it.
All right. So this next change is a big one because this is what is probably the most broken minion in Battlegrounds right now.
Right now, I would agree with you.
Yeah. So Monstrous Macaw was a Tier 2 minion. It's a 3/2. After this attacks, trigger a random friendly minion's death rattle.
Yeah.
If you guys watched Trollden, you saw this in action this week. He had almost an entire half of an episode dedicated to Monstrous Macaw plays.
Yeah, and with the bomb that does 4 damage, it just trigger after trigger after trigger after trigger.
With Goldrin and freaking what's the legendary, the Baron Rivendare on the board, you were seeing plays where it would attack and just buff across the board, buff across the board, buff across the board, and people were starting with like 9-10 beasts and ending with like 135, 150 beasts.
Yeah,
it's
because
ridiculous.
Because a Golden Bear Rivendare, your death rattles trigger 3 times.
Right.
And then your Macaw will trigger the Goldrin, buffing everything, including the Macaw.
Yep.
So I actually faced a comp like this, and the Macaw attacks, doing enough damage to kill itself. Gets buffed out of range of dying
and lives. Exactly. It's crazy.
It's
so
nuts.
Anyway, the change to this is that it's moving to Tavern Tier 3. That's really the only change.
So honestly, late game, you're gonna have a higher chance to get this at Tier 3 than Tier 2 because you get a lower chance as you go up, but since it's Tier 3, It won't be as low as being tier 2.
Tier 2.
Now, by that point, you're probably not drafting any more Macaws because you probably have one golden, or you just don't need another one at that time. So, I think, I don't know if this will curb it though. It might slow down the early game of Macaws, pulling Macaw on 2,
right?
And you got the Sarlacc, then you draw after Macaw, and then you got these bombs going off, and you keep drafting more death rattles, and then your Sarlacc gets bigger. It delays that whole kind of comp by a whole tavern tier, which might be enough to slow down some of these big comps.
Yeah. All right. So, 2 Battlegrounds bug fixes that got fixed in this patch. First up, 2 separate issues that caused the hero powers for Lady Vosh and Maeve Shadow Song to trigger unintended effects in the shop phase. I personally haven't encountered those, so
I haven't. I've heard of people having problems, but I don't know what the exact.
Okay.
It sounded like, from what I heard through Twitter and a few of the community members, that it would randomly have different effects.
Okay.
It would give random buffs or give just different things, so it wasn't a consistent bug.
Okay. The other was they fixed an issue where the death rattle for Sneed's old shredder was not summoning newly added legendary minions out of the pool. So
this explains a lot, because I actually had a double death rattle comp and had Sneed's, and I was thinking, wow, I actually trimmed down my I had like 4 minions, so my Macaw would make the Sneed's, and I was like, if I could get the pirate ship,
right,
that would be great. And I never got the pirate ship, and I was like, what are the odds of that happening?
There you go.
And that might be why.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for Battlegrounds in this patch. There was one card update that we talked about briefly at the beginning, and that card was Twin Slice from Demon Hunter. Now, we talked about this card specifically a couple of weeks ago when we played Demon Hunter on the show, and we said, if there were changes made, what do you think? And Zerotio, you said,
increase to a mana.
Increase a mana for Twin Slice. That's what they've done.
Yes. Which if they have, going from 0 mana to 1 mana, let's just talk about that.
Yeah.
If we go from 0 mana to 1 mana, it really slows down the Altruist. It can enable some other stuff in the wild, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. And it doesn't allow for some crazy just chain with outcast cards.
Right.
Or be able to just dump those cards to get to an outcast card. And to me, that is a positive change that will slow down tempo Demon Hunter a little bit. Maybe open him some doors for other archetypes of Demon Hunter. However, that's not the only change they made to the card.
That's true. Now, previously, it would give your hero +1 attack this turn. Now it gives you +2 attack. So it went from a 0 mana +1 attack to a 1 mana +2 attack.
So 2 mana, you get +4 attack.
That is correct.
That's big.
That's huge. That's burst potential huge.
Yeah, and sure, you're not going to have the Altruist slow down Altruist a little bit. And I think, honestly, that's why they did this, to slow down the Altruist bursts, but still make the card viable. I think this is possibly a buff and not a nerf. And I was looking at HS Replay, and Demon Hunter is being played less. And I'm not seeing a lot of Demon Hunter. However, the win rates of Demon Hunter have gone up.
Correct.
Now, I don't know if that's because of new types of archetypes. I haven't been home enough lately to dig into it more. I'm sure great minds like Ridiculous Hat, which we'll talk about more later, over at Coin Conceit and on his own personal stream at Ridiculous Hat on Twitch, we'll talk about this more when it comes to competitive play and its viability on the ladder. Tempo Demon Hunter is still being played. In THL this week, my opponent, and we had an extra 24 hours to submit our list, but he kept with Demon Hunter. I won 3-1. My only loss was to Demon Hunter. and he played Twin Slice, and it didn't seem to slow it down. Sure, it was an altruist turn, but he hit me in the face and hard.
Yeah.
You know, thank goodness Baku and Gen are not in the meta.
Oh.
Because in Wild, Twin Slice has been buffed in extra attack per Twin Slice and Second Slice.
Mm-hmm.
And now can be played in Odd Demon Hunter. When you have a 1-mana hero power that is basically a Twin Slice.
Right. Yeah.
So for 5 mana, your hero power, Twin Slice, Second Slice, Twin Slice, Second Slice, that's 10 attack for 5 mana.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I know I'm going to avoid Wild for a while.
I, on the other hand, am going to jump right in.
With Demon Hunter?
With Demon Hunter.
Of course you are.
Sounds hilarious.
I'm up to Diamond 9 in Wild, and I'm facing a lot of people that are countering the face decks, and I've been playing face.
Yeah,
because I wanted to try. Edelweiss had a really good face odd hunter.
Okay.
So with the 3 damage hero power. So
there you go.
Oh no, even. No, it's on.
Okay.
I always forget.
Well, either way, if you have Golden Twin Slice, you have until July 2nd to get a full dust refund, as they will be available for 2 weeks after the patch went live. Well, the patch went live on the 18th, so you have until July 2nd.
So my speculation is always that means we're probably getting a patch. But we learned from this past go-round that literally they're just giving
we could get a patch anytime, yeah.
And that they backloaded this in the previous patch so that dust refund will just expire. So
correct. I'm
not gonna do any more conspiracy theory hats based on the rollout times of how long these refunds, because they're obviously doing a lot more on the back end to keep people from, like me, from predicting stuff. So they're getting smarter.
Yeah. So with this patch, we also got the Trial by Fellfire solo content.
Yes.
So we talked about this a little bit last week, how we were excited for it, didn't really know what to expect. Well, it's here. We have 5 chapters of solo content following the story of, make sure I'm pronouncing this right, Arana Starseeker.
Yeah.
The sister to Elise. And I tell you what, I'm only through the first chapter and about halfway through the second chapter, but I know you finished it.
I finished it. Now it's 5 chapters, but it's really 4 chapters and then a boss fight.
Okay.
Your 5th chapter is literally 1 fight, where all the other ones are 4 fights, I believe it is.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So you have 16, 17 battles.
Total battles.
Unless
you're like me and forget to click on the second one in the first chapter and you redo the first battle 3 times in a row.
You can just concede. You can concede. Anyways.
Mama didn't raise no quitter.
My mama did. So here's the cons, the negatives on it, and I don't necessarily share these beliefs, but there are a lot of people who really don't like the fact that A, we don't get any new cards to play in the standard, and B, we don't get a lot of tangible rewards for playing this. Now, that being said, there is a card back for beating it. It's a nice card back. There is legendary quests that started rolling out that will give you rewards for playing in the first chapter. You just have to play. You don't even have to win. You just have to play, I think, 3 games. And then next week it's going to be the challenge, the challenges, which is challenges from the story mode, but more challenging stuff. And there'll be rewards for it that are packs and stuff like that. So there are rewards to doing this, but it's not going to shake up the meta. And a lot of people, it's funny because I've heard a lot of people complain about no new cards So the meta is going to still be stale, which we're seeing that right now. But these are also some of the same people that complain about having to pay $20 to get new cards.
Exactly.
So here's my thing. This is put out as entertainment. Remember, and if you don't know this motto, listen to Squelch Podcast. I say it every week. Hearthstone's a card game, and games are meant to be fun. So have fun with this. Now, that being said, you've only done the first chapter.
Yes.
The story and all of the voice acting and some of the interactions are brilliant.
Top notch. I love that Blizzard went and brought Dr. Seuss back from the dead to write all of the lines for this.
And if you have a aversion to rhyming, I'm sorry, maybe play with the sound off. There is so much. And some rhyming was like they were stretching.
Oh, yeah.
They were rhyming words that shouldn't be rhymed together. and it's kind of done tongue-in-cheek. Illidan's really good in this. The story is... What I liked is I was playing it and I'm like, what's going to happen to this character? What's going to happen to this character? And so it doesn't all just give it to you and then you're just kind of walking through the paces. Like some of the solo content has been in the past. The story-driven solo content, you're like, oh, well, I know what's going to happen next. Oh, well, this person didn't die, they escaped. So obviously I'm going to face them again. And but you didn't have that with this. There were some obvious moments like, well, we know where this is leading. But then there's times like, wait, that just happened? Am I going to see this character again? Or is something going to happen with this character? And you might see him again or hear reference to him again. Mm-hmm. And I was genuinely surprised by some of the story elements. And I miss that in games. I really do. I've been playing Hearthstone so long, I kind of know it's just grind. Oh, there's a story, just blow through it to get the reward and get the playability of the cards or whatever. And now I don't feel tied to that. Now, I do like card backs. And so I did want to get the card back. But I didn't feel so pressured to skip the story elements to get to it real quick. Because I play competitively in THL and it was like, I need to beat this thing as fast as possible so I can start playing with these cards. So while I still enjoyed the story, I kind of skipped through a lot of it or didn't pay attention to it because it was just, I need to get to the end so I can get these cards and start, using them to compete. I didn't feel like I had to do that.
Yeah.
Now, I still knocked this out pretty quickly. It wasn't, I have a couple fights I lost and had to fight again, but it wasn't super difficult. And there's some environmental battles. There's some interesting battles. I think you fought one in Chapter 1 that was kind of neat.
Well, Chapter 2 has a really great fight where you have to rebuild a shredder, basically, and then steal it. It's hilarious and it's fun.
And the voice acting in it is great.
Top notch.
It's hilarious. So
yeah, for
what it's worth, and remember, all of this, the extra art, the extra animations,
they put a lot of hours into this.
The voices, and obviously the script writing. Oh my gosh, the script writing was great. All this was for no profitability other than maybe people buying the bundle.
Right.
Now, we haven't talked about the bundle.
No, we haven't.
I think we might have mentioned there's going to be a bundle.
Yeah.
The bundle was $20 US, and you got 20 packs.
That's pretty good.
20 Ashes of Outland packs.
Yeah.
And probably the hottest thing ever, Arana, Starseeker, as the Demon Hunter portrait.
Yes.
And
it's the first alternate Demon Hunter portrait.
Not, and I don't mean this in a sexist way, but this is one of the most attractive pieces of art I've seen. Not just because she's female.
It's well drawn.
They've done a good job with the art and making Arana look like a demon hunter in a way that tells her story.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to give away some of her story because
it's great.
You haven't played it all yet.
No, everybody needs to at least play through the story.
It gets better.
Yeah,
I'll tell you. And it's amazing how they made a correlation with the Starseeker sisters I would not have expected. And again, no spoilers, but play through the story and you'll love it. You'll love it. So I got the bundle. You didn't get the bundle, did you?
Not yet.
So I got the bundle, and I think my curse is over.
Oh?
Because I opened 3 legendaries.
In 20 packs.
In 20 packs, and one of them was golden.
Nice.
I got a golden Hanar.
Congratulations.
And you also saw I had a lot of luck in a few other mobile games we played.
Yeah.
Opening rare characters and large bulk characters. And so I've been on kind of a luck train since my birthday. And you know what? Thank you, Blizzard. Thank you, Scopely, all the other games I play. I'll take it. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. So speaking of our friend Ridiculous Hat, if you guys have not heard, he is going to be a featured streamer on the day this podcast launches. So if you are listening to this podcast right after it became available, you downloaded it and you're listening, noon Eastern today, June the 22nd, Ridiculous Hat will be the featured streamer for the day. Go check out his stream. It's going to be fun. I know he normally streams at noon Eastern. I'm hoping that's what time his featured stream is going to take place.
And he usually streams for at least 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours.
It's going to be a blast.
Because he is a great streamer. He has great insight. He's going to do the story mode for the first time. He's been avoiding it this whole time. He's no spoilers, so don't spoil anything in his chat. And then after that, he'll likely be hitting the ladder.
Yeah.
He has a great stream. He usually streams fairly high legend. I think right now he's been 300 to 600 legend.
Yeah.
He also on Wednesday he does Wild Wednesdays, and occasionally he will even do deck submissions from viewers.
Yep.
So definitely check it out. Now, I don't know what's going to happen during the stream, but I will say that I went to Brookworm's stream, and it was a blast. And there were lots of gift subs, and Play Hearthstone even popped in and said hi.
Awesome.
And so, you know, join in. And if you want to give back to the community, especially somebody like Ridiculous Hat, who does immense amount of work for the community.
Yes. He is one of the hardest working Hearthstone content creators that I would say is out there.
I wouldn't even say content creators.
No.
I would say community members, community managers, because not only does he do multiple podcasts, he helps with multiple podcasts. He did a podcast he's doing a podcast with Vicious Syndicate.
Yep.
He guests on tons of podcasts. He streams, and he's commissioner of THL.
Yeah.
A captain of the team I play on, the Pod People. He plays in multiple other tournament series within THL. He is in multiple dozens of...
Just one of the hardest working people you'll meet.
Any of the Hearthstone Discords you're part of, just do an @Ridiculous Hat. He's in there, I guarantee you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, he's always open.
Yeah.
You send him a message, he's going to help you, he's going to answer your questions. He's just a great personal friend of mine. And the shows, of course, if I've needed real life, lessons or just advice or just a pick me up, he's been there to help me. He's helped me through the passing of my father, through losing jobs, gaining jobs back. It just a lot of real life stuff. He's been there to help me. So he's not just Hearthstone driven. He's just a good person.
Mm-hmm.
He's a large supporter of Black Lives Matter, which we want to, again, mention that we support all of our protesters and people making their voices heard through Black Lives Matter. And one of those people is also Ridiculous Hat. Yeah. And we appreciate what he does in the community there. So please go and support him. He deserves it, you know. And tell him the Hero Power Crew sent you, and I'm sure he'll appreciate that too. I know I will be there at one point, depending when I get home tomorrow.
Yep.
And then one thing I forgot to put in the show notes. The next day on the 23rd, they're doing a show I think it's a Battlegrounds kind of mini tournament.
Oh, okay.
With a bunch of content creators and competitive Battlegrounds players. So that'll be fun to watch. And Twitch drops will be active for all streams on Twitch for Hearthstone. I think it's 2 hours and you get a pack, and then 4 hours you get a pack.
Yeah.
And that's usually where it cuts off. So you don't have to just watch Twitch TV at /play Hearthstone. You watch any streamer to get those drops. But definitely check out that stream on was it Tuesday the 23rd.
Okay.
I think Regis Kilbin's part of that too.
Right.
So it'll be a lot of fun. I know I'll be watching that.
All right. Well, that brings us to this week's Tavern Brawl, which is an outlandish recipe. The fires of Outland burn within the tavern. Choose a class and enjoy the latest deck recipes. So pick any class, play the Ashes of Outland deck recipe for that class, and just have some fun. Earn you a pack.
I just did it once, and of course I picked Paladin.
Okay.
And I got matched against
Demon
Paladin.
Hunter. Oh, really? Wow.
And had a Paladin mirror match. And it's pure Paladin. Pure Legum. We kept bouncing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I kind of got some lucky draws and started turning the tide. And then my opponent must have went up, made some Hot Pockets or Yoo-Hoo or something. Roped out a couple turns. And then I got the message, your opponent has left. So, sorry, buddy. I apologize for making you rage quit on me. But, yeah.
That's life. That's life. All right. So that pretty much wraps up the news and discussion for the show. I did actually, out in the wild this week, met a listener.
Oh,
and
wow.
I want to say, just throw a huge shout out to Chunky.
Chunky.
Thank you.
That sounds like one of our listeners.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. And
you're one of us, buddy.
So, but that's going to wrap up the news and discussion portion of the show. If you are joining us on Twitch or YouTube, stay tuned for the live play portion of the show. If you are listening via the audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. You can find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOGamers or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. If you enjoy the show, you'd like to help support and improve it, you can do so by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/HeroPower. And we'll see you all again next week.
And don't forget to use your hero power.
Alrighty, so we are going to play some more Battlegrounds this week since they had some more pretty big changes.
Yes.
And just kind of check that out. So
again, I want to preface this for those watching on the download and watching us on YouTube. We are not professional Battlegrounds players. We don't have a lot of the high MMR or anything, a lot of experience. So this is not necessarily kind of a guide to how to play Battlegrounds. This is more of a guide to seeing the new content and the balance changes. And again, there are balance changes staggered with Twin Slice, but we're letting that kind of flesh out to see. And we played Demon Hunter recently. So we're kind of letting it flesh out to see how that's affected the meta. Maybe a new Demon Hunter deck comes out, and that may be something we play next week. We'll have to see. But let's just, again, I'm at 5,600 MMR. I kind of bounce up to 6,000 every now and then and drop down testing stuff. But, yeah, let's check this out.
Okay.
Well, somebody forgot to silence your phone. It's all right.
Well, I mean, the only person that really calls me is sitting right here, so...
And I call him a lot.
He calls me a lot of names, too.
That's true. That's definitely true.
All right, so we got AFK, Wag Toggle, Patches.
I have not played the new
Buzzle.
patches yet.
Okay.
I've been dying to play the new patches.
Let's check
So
out...
the new patches is 4 mana to get a pirate, after you buy a pirate, the next hero power costs one less. And that's not this turn.
Right.
That's the next time you use it.
Right.
So let's play Patches. I've been dying. He's the one. I played all the three new ones.
Yeah.
But he's the one new addition to the hero to the new hero pool. That's a change that I haven't been able to play yet.
Okay.
And I've heard good things. He's not really high up on the win rate, but he's not really low either.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a dancing arrow. So Deathwing is who we're facing. So because it's Deathwing, a token minion won't be bad. Plus this will reduce us down. So let's go ahead and take a Scallywag early.
Okay.
Again, that goes down to 3 now.
Yep.
So a lot of people say you want to get this down to 0 every time. But a few of the more seasoned players have said, no, if you get it down to, say, 1 and you don't have anything to do with that 1 mana, instead of just refreshing the tavern, just get a pirate.
Yeah.
Or if you get down to 2 and you don't want to refresh the tavern twice, or you just be doing it to freeze it, might as well just buy another pirate.
All right. Hey, you got the same thing.
So this will be a chop. The reason I wanted to also get a token minion is because of the plus buff.
Right. The bonus buff, yeah. All right, so another one?
We can do this and then turn around and use the hero power. Or we can tavern up. I like buying a Scallywag.
I don't mind buying the Scallywag
We're
either.
facing Tom Petty, Maleficent Manastorm, so he's going to
Big
have
fan, Tom.
a lot
Big
of
fan.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. It's
yeah.
3, not...
So we won't have enough. So refresh, see what we get, and then nothing. We'll tavern up next turn.
So next turn we can tavern up
and use our
and
hero
use the
power.
hero. I think that's might be what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So it all kind of works that way and keeps us at a good pace. Plus we know, wow, he only has 1 minion.
Okay.
I'm surprised. He must not have seen. He must. I've never seen a Millhouse on turn 2 that just only has 1 minion. Okay.
So tavern up.
Yeah, let's go ahead and tavern up. And I think some people say you only get your tavern tier or lower, but I don't know if that's true.
Tavern 2.
Tavern 2. I think you only get your tavern tier or lower.
Okay.
But again, I've heard people say that, and I've heard other people say you don't.
Right.
I think if you could get it from any tavern tier, that would be kind of broken.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Because you could get tavern tier 6, like
Early.
now.
Yeah, that would be bad.
And that would really turn a tide. But we'll monitor that and see if it goes along with tavern tier. We're going to assume that it goes with your tavern tier.
Yeah.
Well, he thinks we can win this thing.
Wow. We're facing Dancing Daryl.
Well, this early is probably not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good early hit. All right, there we go.
Nice.
Yeah, this early, he hasn't had a chance to start his dance. Dancing Daryl excels late.
Yeah. All right, so let's see if we get any pirates. Oh, do you want to go for the gold?
If we go for a gold, we're gonna get a tier 3 along with it.
Yeah.
Or we can tavern tier up and freeze this and ensure we get a tavern tier 4
next turn. That's not a terrible idea.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and tavern tier up. I like that idea. And then we'll freeze this to ensure we get a tavern tier 4.
We're going up against
who just tavern tiered up.
Kel'Thas.
Kel'Thas is really strong right now.
Yep.
He's tier 1. And
He's
I've
got
had a
2
lot of
pirates.
success with him. Okay. If he has 2 pirates. So he's probably kind of a hybrid build because I can't imagine he only has 2 minions. So he probably has like 1 beast, 1 murloc. So maybe trying to go for a menagerie type. No, he only has 2 minions.
Okay.
That surprises me a little. Okay, cool with that. Yeah. So we'll win this.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Again, I'm seeing people play certain characters not the way I would play them. Again, I'm not the greatest, so maybe they're playing it right. So let's go ahead and snag this.
Yeah.
Now this is going to reduce us down to 3 so we can actually get a pirate. But let's see what we can get off this.
What do you think about the taunts?
Siegebreaker or Defender of Argus. I don't think there's a reason to give these taunt.
Okay.
I think we're better off just getting
Siegebreaker?
Siegebreaker because it's a 5/8 taunt. But let's see what pirate we can get.
Okay. Okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
And again, it's a line up.
Now, it's important to note that is a tier 2 and we are tier 3, so that it is below that or below.
So far.
So far.
We haven't seen anything that tells us otherwise.
Right.
Okay, there's no reason to freeze that. So this is going to be 4 again because we used it.
Correct.
But again, we're not making sure this goes all the way down to 0 because it's essentially, if you can get it to 3, you're basically buying a free a specifically.
Yeah.
You're buying specifically a pirate.
Right.
If you can get it down below that, you're getting a pirate for cheaper.
All right, here we go.
Okay, that's actually a really smart way to handle that. The 5/8 taunt, I think, is really going to mess with him, though. Okay, Divine Shield's going to run to a taunt. Divine Shield's going to run to a taunt. Oh, we got this win.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So we haven't lost yet.
Correct.
Which is good, and we just beat somebody else who hadn't lost. All right.
So Salty Looter, yeah.
Whenever you, oh yeah. So we're going pirate crazy. Salty Looter. We're gonna buy this Blood Sail Cannoneer. We're gonna play the Salty Looter. I don't want to play this yet.
Right.
Because I want to get another pirate. Deck Swabby, reduce that cost, and then buff it up.
Oh, nice.
So this is getting pretty huge. We want to make sure all our pirate buffs
live later, yeah.
Put this here to get that attack off, and then we'll just go by attack power. We're probably going to end up selling the Siegebreaker here, most likely.
That makes sense,
turn.
yeah.
Next turn's probably going to be a Tavern up. We kind of want to get to that sweet spot of Tavern Tier 5 where the really good pirates are.
Yep.
Tavern Tier 6 has the best pirate.
The ship?
No, the Eliza.
Oh, yeah.
The ship is good, but I've learned the ship relies too much on board space, and you normally don't even have that board space.
That's true. All right.
I would like to get some more of the salty looters. That's good. And we're just outmatching them right now when it comes to just raw stats.
Yeah.
Again, raw stats are only going to take us so far, though. We're going to really have to
buff
and
this
with
stuff
pirates,
up.
It's all about stats. That's a big hit this early. I'm liking the new patches so far.
So, Tavern Tier up here?
Tavern Tier up. So I'm going to roll once. Okay.
There's a...
The thought was, if I found a pirate, I would get it. If I didn't, I was going to just get one.
Get one, yeah.
So let's... This one gives a friendly pirate +1/+1 for each pirate you bought this turn. It's only going to be 1.
Right.
But that is better. Let's...
Who do we put the +1/+1 on?
Probably Salty Looter. That's kind of where... We may sell a lot of these. We might not sell the South Sea Captains.
See if we can get a third.
If we get to Tavern Tier 5, we're eventually going to sell these for better buff.
Okay.
Buffs.
So we're not looking to make it a golden?
If we can get it a golden, I'd like to. So let's go ahead and roll first. That's a really good pirate. So I'm going to sell this. I'm going to play this and buff the salt. I'm going to sell this, and then I'm also going to sell the Deck Swabby.
And buy the Rip Snarl.
The Rip Snarl. And Rip Snarl, to remind everybody, whenever another friendly pirate attack, give it +2/+2. That gets out of hand.
Oh, I'm sure.
Especially with the Scallywags.
Yeah. And we were able to get our hero power down to 2 this turn. So
this is where it gets weird. Do we want the captains to the right of the Deck Swabby, but really... We don't? Not Deck Swabby, the buff.
Yeah.
That's where it gets weird, because you lose the buffs if they die. We're just soaking up this damage.
We really need to get rid of that. There we go.
There it goes. We're in a good spot, because we're going to... That buff is +2/+2, so it buffs health as well.
Yeah.
So it can buff it out of dying.
like that.
Yep. It's actually what I use in place of South Sea Captain. Once I can
15
get
damage that turn.
So if we can start getting more Rip Snarl Captains, I don't think we're going to want the board space for the Arcane Cannon, so I don't think we go Arcane Cannon. The question is, do we go ahead and get to Tavern Tier 5 and buy a Pirate?
I don't see why not.
So what Pirate we get? Another Cannoneer. I'm cool with that. It's a lot of buffs. And then I'm just going to Tavern Tier up. That 5's, we'll probably stick at 5 for a little while.
Okay.
I like the way the stats line up here. I'm going to leave the Rip Snarl Captain to the right of the South Sea Captains. I understand if they die, then you lose stats. But honestly, you're better off getting the +2/+2 on the South Sea Captain when it attacks and keeping this alive as long as possible.
Okay.
Because this is only 1/1 to the board. This can end up equating to, 14/14.
So we're up against Deathwing again.
So at this point, the extra attack's not really going to matter, and they might be able to kill us a little easier. He's running mechs,
right?
So he might have smaller mechs pop out. If he's running a token base, we might lose.
Yeah.
But honestly, having the plus attack every time they attack is probably going to be better. And actually, because of that, I'm going to switch this to get its attack off as quickly as possible, and then have that attack buff again if it dies. And I'll probably switch it back after this.
Okay.
Because see, now that dies, and it's going to get.
It's going to live.
Well, it didn't die.
It didn't die.
Buff, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's good. It means it likely will get more buffs. Okay. Not hating it. We're not in a great spot here. Actually, I don't think we win.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, he's running tokens, which is smart of him.
But that's our first loss.
That is our first loss. And we're probably going to have to look out for Deathwing because we're going to win this by pure stats, and he's already going to be giving plus attack.
Right.
So we need to get more buffs on the health. So we're going for pirates here. Okay.
There's those deck swabby.
There's a deck swabby. It's something. We're going to have to sell something.
Do we think we might ever be in this? No, I don't think we'll ever be in a situation where we need.
Oh,
there's our triple.
There's our triple. All right, it gives us some board space to play South Sea Captain, see what minion we get.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's not the pirate one.
No.
So I think we just play to sell to be able to roll.
Okay.
So play, sell, because we'd rather have the pirate. Another Rip Snarl.
Rip Snarl. Okay, so that's
I'm
our
going to play
second
the
Rip
deck
Snarl.
swabby for the bonus, sell it, and play the Rip Snarl Captain.
Okay.
Positioning. I think we're facing
Kel'Thas,
more pirates. So
pirates.
we'll swap this back. Then I think this lines up well. Let's do another roll. Is it worth freezing? I don't think it's worth freezing.
Yeah. Because I think right now we're looking for another Rip Snarl Captain or another Blood Cell
Those are great
Cannoneer.
because you get 3 gold, so you can literally buy it, reducing your hero power by 1,
And then sell it and get all your gold back.
You got all your gold back.
Yeah.
And you buff up your salty looter.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not doing bad. Pirates are kind of finagly. I'm wondering why he has his Herald of Flame on the far right. Probably so it's probably for the token strategies. And once everything's dead, he can token down the line. We're not running a token strategy, so we should be fine. I think we're good. Pop a shield. They're not going to get shields back. And see, with both of those, we're getting +4/+4 every time they attack.
Right.
Okay,
There we go.
There we go. Back on track. I'm not good at predicting who's going to win, and I
He's
use
hitting
the
for
HS
half of his
replay.
health.
Yep, that will get us there.
What's the one in the middle?
So that's after you buy a pirate, gain a gold this turn. That's really helpful because we'll get even more gold to then use our hero
So do we
power.
want to buy it and hold it right now, not play it at the moment?
I think we end up playing it, but let's
see what else we get.
refresh.
There's our third Rip
Oh.
Snarl.
third rip snarl, so we're gonna get this. We're gonna play. That's buy, so we don't need to do it now. We're gonna play here. We'll see what we get.
Tide
Got
Razor.
the Tide Razor. I think we play the Tide Razor on the far right. Let's go ahead and sell this Cannoneer.
Okay.
Getting it golden is not that important. We're gonna roll one more time. No pirates. We're gonna play him. We're gonna get a pirate.
Another Scallywag.
I don't think we need to play it right now.
Yeah.
We'll probably end up selling the Cannoneer for space.
Yeah.
But we'll get some more cycle going. But now at this stage we want to get pirate. Now this is only buying a pirate.
Right.
So it won't help us
With our hero
getting
power.
the hero power.
Yeah.
Other than, when it's reduced. So basically anytime we buy a pirate it costs us 2 instead of 3.
Yeah.
Wait, is he a Pogo Hopper build? He's gone Pogo Hoppers and buffed up his Pogo Hopper.
Interesting, yeah.
Now look at those buffs. Because they're getting +4/+4 every time they attack.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous. Oh.
Just
a token
Venus,
too,
yeah.
so it's just 1 damage on top of his tavern. So
Yeah.
it's a loss, but it's a loss we could probably turn into win later. And right now we're guaranteed 5th, so there's a
Yo-Ho Ogre.
a pirate. So right now we're just cycling for pirates. We'll go ahead and buy the Skybreaker. Roll. Bloodsuck Cannoneer. Okay. Roll. So we're going to sell this Cannoneer. Play this Cannoneer. We're just going to kind of go a little crazy. Let's go ahead and use this. Deck Swabby. Okay. Play. Toss. I don't think we were going to want to pull, because we're not going to be able to get it big enough for it to help much. So we'll go
Scallywag, sell it.
Toss. We're refresh here. Come on.
There's another Salty Looter.
Yeah. Now we're running out of.
Do we want to play it or do we want to hold it and see if we can golden it?
See if we can golden it. I think you're
Yeah.
right. At the end of your turn, get plus 2 for each golden. We got what? 2 goldens?
No, we've got 3 goldens at least.
3. So let's do this. Do this, and then I'm gonna play this and sell it to get this and get it play really quick. I'll go here. Positioning may be a little off, but I get it.
Oh, nice.
Is that 3?
3 pirates, yeah.
What do we sell? I don't think we need the ship.
I don't think we need the ship either.
Because I think he's kind of win more.
Yeah.
And that's if it doesn't die early.
Right.
Okay. Alright, and that lived. Okay.
Well, that's not bad.
It's not bad. But there's times it is bad.
Right. That's gonna pretty much do it for this guy.
Yeah, we got him.
He just went from number 2 to dead.
Yeah, well, we got him last time, so this is where it's gonna start getting tricky. So let's start buying these pirates. But I might end up. Oh, let's roll this. You do want to make sure you roll it when it hits 0.
Yeah.
Roll. I don't want a tavern tier up. I'm just buying pirates and going crazy. Do we sell him now? Or do we just go ahead and sell the
What are we looking for? What are we going to replace him with?
Well, the main thing is we want to play a bunch of pirates to boost up the Salty Looter as the main goal.
I think you sell the ship.
Soul ship. Okay. So we'll go ahead and roll one more time. Okay. This is gonna happen. Will we want to buff? What do we want to buff? Probably this guy.
Yeah, he's gonna be our second biggest.
And then we're gonna end with the biggest. So I'm gonna go. I'm just doing this fast. We'll put him out now. Let's Tavern tier up to 6.
Okay.
So now we have a chance to get Eliza.
Yes.
And I'm putting it on the far left because it will get +4/+4 temporarily. So we might be able to get some overkill there, but I'm not convinced we will. Yeah. Oh, we did.
We did.
And everybody got buffed. But I don't think it's going to happen often. Okay, it's fine. We need to get those junk bots. There we go. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice.
Asking you shall be given. This will kill him. Because he loses here.
Yeah, he's just dead here.
Bam! We are going to have problems with Dancing Daryl
And Deathwing.
So let's not count our chickens before we hatch.
Right.
We're at least top 3.
Unless they can knock each other out. No,
Well,
we're
yeah.
going against Deathwing.
So we buy more pirates. We just go pirate crazy.
I think so.
Get a pirate.
No pirates.
No pirates. No pirates. No pirates. Come on.
Right there.
That one. So who?
And there's
Yeah.
another cannoneer.
Who have we? Do we think we'll get much use out of the Goliath?
Probably not.
Okay. Especially with the it'll get plus buff from Deathwing.
Is it? But Deathwing buffs.
It buffs their attack, not health.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we've exhausted South Sea Captain. Are we really getting on?
He only has the 6 health, but I mean,
he's given +2 to everything.
He's given this guy +2 every turn because he's a golden.
He is. Maybe we're done with Hogger.
Yeah, I could see you being done with Hogger.
Okay. So we're gonna buy her, just so we can sell her, to buy him.
To sell him.
To sell him. To buy him. To sell him. Sell him. So roll. Get another better pirate. No, we're not. And then I'm going to play him. He'll at least be another buff. Oh,
And freeze that board.
That is a crazy board. If we could get Gold Grubber. Joss over at the Angry Chicken says it's a Gold Grubber. Was it her? No, it was Slissa. She was guessing on the Angry Chicken. Slissa says Gold Grubber is like bae.
Yeah.
She gets Gold Grubber every single time, and I see why now. Look how big he is, 3726. Okay, that'll be buff for everybody. The Divine Shield's slowing it down. I think we win this. Oh yeah, that's a good hit because he only got 1 pirate out of it.
Right.
The junk bot needs to die. It killed itself. Okay. So now no more mechs are spawning. So they won't. Well, it might off the first one. So we need to kill the second detecto bot. Yeah. Killed the first. Now it won't get any additional divine shield. I think we win this.
It's gonna be close.
No, because of that. Because
There
of
we
that
go.
buff.
There we go. There we go.
Because of that.
Yeah.
That spawn. That's.
6, 9. He's dead.
We might win this one.
We got to deal with Dancing Daryl still.
And Dancing Daryl had a good comp. Let's see if we got he's still running mechs, but he's only running 2 mechs, so he's really running a menagerie.
Yeah,
build.
yeah.
Okay, so we go crazy, right?
I think so.
So we just buy these guys, roll, buy this guy.
Whoa, we got Nat Pagel.
He's decent,
But
I haven't found him. He's high rolled against me, but I haven't been able to use him to much good. So we don't need to keep this Scally. We might go ahead and put him out last.
okay.
I don't think We play the gold grubber, though.
Okay, were we looking for a third gold grubber?
Because we like to get a third gold grubber. Let's see if we can roll into a gold grubber.
No, but there's a pirate.
Which one?
Second one?
No.
Oh, that's a Murloc. Okay, never mind.
So we just play him on... We'll go here. Yeah. We might get some use out of it, especially if he can get buffed. Goldens really are higher low roll. Sometimes you get like a 2/2 that pops out a 2/2, you know. It's not very good. Sometimes you get a golden pirate ship, you know, or something crazy. So it's really swingy. A lot of people are like, Nat Pagel's great. I haven't found him consistent enough. Plus, you also need board space.
Yeah.
God, he's getting huge. And that's not even a
He's got a 90-90 gold grubber.
Oh, his is golden. Oh, yeah, he's
so,
running the...
So, are we going to see any more? Because if he's got 3 and we've got 2...
No, we'll still see some.
Okay.
It's a tavern tier 4? So, yeah, I think there's like 12.
Okay.
And that's only 5 anyways, even if I know it's at least 9. The death rattles.
Yeah, that's going to be...
This is going to be
I think
rough.
he's going to get us here.
I think he is. I don't think he will lethal us.
No, I don't. Well,
because those are all
right. But this is a 5,
yeah.
6, 7, 8. Well,
those are all tokens.
Right.
Not the eggs.
Not the eggs.
It's gonna be close. Well, at least the Bear Riverdare died.
9, 10, 16. Okay.
We're probably gonna get second, but let's play it out and see if we can go crazy here. So we're buying it. We're just gonna be buying pirates. Is that? That's not our third.
No.
We sold the one.
We sold the one, yeah. Do you want to buy that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to get us to 0. I was hoping we'd get a gold grubber or something off of that.
So
I think we sell that Pagel.
I agree.
So we just kind of go crazy here.
Swabby.
Roll. Roll again. Fell Gambler. We're gonna play the Cannoneer. Gonna sell the Cannoneer. We're gonna roll another Gambler. I think we just play the Skybreaker and then hold. We're gonna leave these 2 in our hand.
Okay.
This might get us the buffs we need.
Push
let's
past
move
him.
this here.
He's got that 90-90 that we got to get
He does,
through.
but he's got Divine Shields and Taunts, I think.
Yeah.
So we're not going to run right into it face first. But this is probably our last battle regardless.
Right. And second place is not bad.
No, definitely not. So it hit a Divine Shield. Oh, no, it didn't. Good. So it'll get a Wind Fury hit. But it's got to hit Divine Shield now. Okay. Another buff. Okay. And it's still alive. Right. This is looking more pro. If we can snipe Baron Rivendare. Nope. That didn't snipe Baron Rivendare.
No.
No. I think that's downhill for us now. We need to hit Baron Rivendare on that swing. Do we have enough stats?
I don't think so. No.
We might chop this. No, we won't chop it.
But
we might not
we'll live.
No,
we're dead. Yeah.
Still,
second place.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
He had a really killer comp. So did we. I've never had pirates work that good with me, but this is the first time I've gotten patches.
Right. Patches was
He's
fun.
Pretty sick.
Yeah.
You just get pirate of pirate, and you get a salty. If we could have gotten a golden salty looter early.
Yeah.
Early, when we never saw, we only saw the second. We needed to sell it, and then by the time we got the third, we wouldn't have benefited much at that point. So, yeah, it was good. Good game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
a lot of fun. So, all right, gang, that's going to do it for us this week. If you have any questions or comments about the show, please email us at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. Hit that subscribe button below on YouTube if you haven't done so already, or give us a follow on Twitch To be alerted when we go live. For more details about our Patreon, head on over to patreon.com/heropower, where you can join our patron-only Discord for as little as $1 a month. All right, gang. Until next week, good gaming.
And remember, Black Lives Matter. Make your voice heard.